This is a video about the Checkmate figure from Romondo's Kinnikuman Nisei Aggressive Fighters toy line. Romondo was a Japanese company that released many Kinnikuman figures from about 1998 to 2008. Kinnikuman is a Japanese comic series by the writer and artist team Yuta Tamago. The series is about superhumans or chojins who wrestle. The Aggressive Fighters toy line contains characters from the 1998 sequel to Kinnikuman, called Kinnikuman Nisei or Kinnikuman Second Generations. Checkmate is a character from Nisei. Like many Kinnikuman characters, he was introduced as a villain, but eventually became a hero. Romondo mostly released figures of characters from the original Kinnikuman series under the toy line called Ultimate Muscles, which later seemed to be renamed the Big Fight Muscles. They also released several characters from Kinnikuman Nisei under the Aggressive Fighters toy line, which is where this Checkmate figure is from. Though I do not know the exact release date of this figure, by looking at the old Romondo website using the Internet Archive, it seems that the figure first appeared for sale on the Romondo website sometime in December of 2004. He was not on the website in October 2004, and there is no archive for November. Checkmate could have been put up for sale in November, but he was definitely available by December of 2004 on the Romondo online website. Now I will be showing footage of the Romondo Checkmate figure interspersed with short clips from the Kinnikuman Nisei animation that features Checkmate. The Romondo Checkmate is a unique toy because of the different modes it can change into. The Checkmate character uses a chess motif and can press a button on the chess pieces on his shoulders to switch out his headpiece. Doing this changes his form and abilities. Checkmate's default mode is his King mode, which is based on the King chess piece. This is Checkmate's most humanoid mode. He does mostly ordinary wrestling moves in this mode. I think the Romondo figure has a very accurate representation of the King mode. All of the design elements are intact, like the details on Checkmate's crown, the chest cross, and even his belt buckle symbol. I like the head sculpt also. I also like his asymmetrical forearm armor, one of them having blades. The Romondo toy uses his animation colors, which is mostly red. For the covers and color pages of the Nisei comics, Checkmate has a black and white color scheme, similar to a chessboard. It would have been neat if Romondo also released a version of this toy in those colors, but they did not. One of the accessories packaged with Romondo's Checkmate is a lower horse body. It is a fairly large extra piece and has articulation in the legs. I think the musculature of the horse legs are nicely sculpted, and the color of the body is also well done. This accessory is related to the uniqueness of the figure I mentioned earlier, involving the different modes.
Chess piece change, knight.
When Checkmate presses the button on his knight shoulder piece, his current head will switch places with the knight horse head piece, and he will transform into his knight or centaur mode. In this mode, he gains the lower body of a horse in addition to his new horse head. In centaur mode, he uses kick attacks with his hooves, and also takes advantage of his horse body's weight in battle. While the king mode is said to represent the mind or intelligence of a king, Checkmate's centaur mode gains the graceful movements of a knight. Transformation to knight mode for the toy is quite simple. You simply remove the lower body of the king mode and replace it with the lower horse body piece, and just switch out the king head piece with the horse head piece. Like the king mode, the Romando rendition of knight mode is also quite accurate to the source material.
チェスピースチェンジルーク
When Checkmate presses the rook shoulder piece, he will transform into rook or castle mode. In castle mode, he has greater defense, since his body becomes like a castle of stone. He can also split his body into different pieces in this mode, for offensive and evasive purposes. The head sculpt for rook mode is accurate to the source material, but the Romando figure does not come with stone castle upper or lower body parts. So, the figure is not a perfectly accurate representation of rook mode, because you just have to use the king body for rook mode instead. Because the pieces of the figure can be separated, you can still somewhat depict the rook mode attacks where Checkmate breaks into multiple pieces, just without the stonewall look to it. Many characters in Kinnikuman Nisei are related to older characters from the original Kinnikuman series. For example, Checkmate is the student of Sunshine, who was a villain in the original series. Checkmate's rook mode is reminiscent of Sunshine's body. Both Sunshine and rook mode Checkmate can manipulate their body parts, such as breaking or splitting their respective bodies apart and then catching their opponents in their bodies. A neat accessory that Romando included with the figure is a small pawn piece. This piece fits in a small hole on Checkmate's back. You will notice that the pawn piece has a crest on top that resembles the fin of the Kinnikuman mask, which itself is a parody of the Tokusatsu hero Ultraman's head fin.
チェスピースチェンジ
In Kinnikuman Nisei, Kinnikuman Taro steals the pawn piece from Checkmate's back, hoping it will give him abilities similar to Checkmate. However, it is a trap, as it actually makes him weaker by limiting his movement to one square at a time on the chessboard wrestling mat their match is taking place on. Checkmate mentions that the pawn piece is the only piece of his body that other people can use. So even if another character could steal his other pieces, they would not be able to change form with them. For me, the inclusion of the pawn piece, a minor atom, is one of the reasons I like the Romando Kinnikuman toyline so much. The pawn piece could be easily overlooked when making the toy, and its addition shows the attention to detail put into the Checkmate figure.
チェスピースチェンジ
Now I will list all the figure's pieces. There is the king head, the king upper and lower body, the knight head and body, the rook head, the pawn piece, Checkmate's chessboard cape, and 2 pegs to attach the cape to his back. There is one Checkmate mode that cannot be formed with the Romando figure. This is the special 4th mode, the Grand Slam mode.
チェスピースチェンジグランドスラム
Grand Slam mode is a combination of his previous 3 modes. Checkmate shifts into Grand Slam mode by pressing both shoulder piece buttons simultaneously. I mentioned earlier that Checkmate is similar to the character Sunshine when Checkmate is in Rook mode. There are two other characters from the original Kinnikuman series that Checkmate shares similarities with. One of those characters is Ashura Man. Ashura Man was a former tag team partner of Checkmate's mentor Sunshine, and like Checkmate, Ashura Man has the ability to change heads, which changes his fighting style. The other character that Checkmate is similar to is Satan Cross. Satan Cross is the mentor of Ashura Man, and like Checkmate, Satan Cross also has a centaur mode. Romondo's Checkmate figure is one of my favorite Kinnikuman action figures. Though I would have liked for the Rookabody and Grand Slam mode pieces to have been included, I understand why they were not. Including them would have been like putting 3 full-size figures into one package. Romondo was well known for releasing variants of their Kinnikuman figures, but usually the variants were for the more popular figures or characters. When it comes to Kinnikuman Nisei characters, not many characters in the Aggressive Fighters toy line received variants. The one with the most variants was Kevin Mask, and he was the most popular Nisei character at the time. The character Scarface received a total of 2 figures. Checkmate was not as popular as either character, which is probably why he did not receive any variants. If he did, he could have had a Grand Slam mode variant, a Rook Stonebody variant, and probably also a black and white color scheme variant. This concludes the Checkmate video. Thank you for watching.